You succeeded in acquiring intel on the underground fortress. This job will be completed once you report to Count Dean. You report everything you learned to Count Dean. Unfortunately, you also mention the hero's legendary sword. Naturally, he demands the great sword, but at least he's in a good mood now. He thought you'd just flee, but you didn't. It seems that he thinks much more highly of you now. Dean confides in you some of the problems in the castle. Once the king went missing, the Prime Minister began recommending the Archduke MacNeil of Bulgar to the throne. Bulgar is an aggressive nation to the north. MacNeil is related to the King of Hydeland and has a legal claim to the throne. Count Dean claims that MacNeil has been rallying nobles in Hydeland to support his claim to the throne. That's why Dean hired Tommet to steal the scepter. He says that Tommet is extremely trustworthy, so long as he is paid. Suddenly, the Prime Minister and the Princess appear. It seems you are being watched. The Count glowers and departs. The Prime Minister warns you not to involve yourself any further. The Princess, as usual, looks back with blank eyes. Since you completed the job at the castle, you return to the Adventurers Guild to tell them what transpired. Roland also happens to be here to report on a job. However, Samuel is not here. Roland is waiting for him to return. Roland thinks that he just missed him and asks you to track down the Guildmaster and bring him back. You look for Samuel, the Guildmaster. He should be somewhere in town.
Wandering One, how can I help you?
Allow this heart to beat. A giant man in armor finishes his prayers and turns around. His pensive expression quickly turns fierce as he sees you. He tells you that he was praying because he has sent many friends to look for the king, but they haven't found the slightest clue. When you ask to help, Samuel just nods and hands you a request form. It's the same request the temple gave you. In a remote region, marriageable girls are disappearing one by one. The catacombs are believed to be linked somehow. As you leave the temple, a ragged old man slumped in the road calls out to you in a gravelly voice. His raspy voice makes it difficult for you to discern if he's even speaking your language. You can give him a coin if you feel pity for him. Of course, you're free to walk away as well. He doesn't even acknowledge the coin. He mutters. You probably won't be able to communicate with him, no matter how long you strain your concentration. To solve the mystery of the disappearances, you head to the catacombs, where the villagers fear to tread. In the catacombs, stark white bones are strewn about the ground as far as the eye can see. The sheer number of the deceased is the only indication left of this area's former prosperity.
It's my turn.
A strange knight stumbles out of the darkness towards you. You surmise that he is not of this world. The knight is muttering to himself, as if in a daze. If I end my own life, they can no longer sacrifice me. When you move closer, the knight extends his hand. He's holding a scroll. When you accept it, the knight disappears. The path ahead of you is connected to the ruins of the castle colloquially called the Castle of the Dead. In olden times, whenever a girl disappeared, the locals would say she'd been called to the Castle of the Dead.
Oh, yes. Simple.
Because ghosts are incorporeal, they are completely immune to physical attacks. Their weakness is light. Torchlight will drive them off.
Come at me!
Let's see. Voila!
You're here! Enemies?
It's my turn. Done. Oh, I can do that.
The kidnapped girls had been turned. They are now vampires, attacking other people. You utter a silent prayer, hoping that you have slain the last vampire, and leave the ruins. In your hands is the bloody scroll that the Ghost Knight had given you. You have unraveled the mystery of the village girls' disappearances. Obtain your reward at the guild. You are curious about the bloody scroll. You show Samuel the scroll and tell him what you saw in the catacombs. After examining the scroll, the signature and other details indicate that it is a letter from the king to the princess. It is a report telling her that he had obtained the dragon's crown. You wonder if this letter is true. You can't deny that the ghost was clad in mail that was eerily similar to the king's armor, so perhaps this is true. The king's death will profoundly affect the kingdom and neighboring lands. Samuel orders you to report it to the castle.
You're back. Stop!
Immediately, you are overwhelmed by guards and thrown into the castle jail, charged for a crime you did not commit. This is a common fate for people who hold a royal secret. You are being removed from the drama at the castle. After a few days, the cell door opens. Once your eyes grow reacclimated to light, you see Count Dean standing before you. He unshackles your ankles and explains the situation to you. The Prime Minister had been jailing all of Dean's allies. As expected, Gustav was working for Bolga. He used a magical necklace to control the princess and influence Heidland. Once Dean got Princess Vivian to safety and confronted the Prime Minister, Gustav fled with a ship full of treasure. The princess apologizes for involving you in this. While she was a hostage, Dean couldn't confront the Prime Minister. This kingdom needs a new ruler immediately. Dean is no saint, but he would make a good leader, you think. However, when Gustav fled, he also stole the royal orb, another treasure that represents the right to rule Heidland. If McNeil gets the orb, it will likely result in civil war. However, the orb does not appear to have reached Bolga. Princess Vivian asks for your help with this incident. You immediately agree and begin searching for the orb. Gustav's ship chose a pirate route, likely to elude captors. Perhaps his artifice was his undoing. You should investigate. To get the orb back, you travel to Ghost Ship Cove, a known pirate hideout. The mystery of the village girls' disappearances. Obtain your reward at the guild. You are curious about the bloody scroll. After it is you can't the king's death.
You're back. Stop!
Immediately, you are. This is a. After he as it once Dean. The prince. This, however, if Princess Gustav's. To get the orb back, you travel to Ghost Ship Cove, a known pirate hideout. The inside of the cave connects to a fissure on the coastline. It seems large enough to contain another ocean. Sailors dread passing through this area. There are myriad tales of ships disappearing here.
It's my turn.
beautiful voice in the sea calls out to you. You'd heard of Mermaid's legendary curiosity. She asks you many questions. From your conversation, you learn Gustav's ship was indeed attacked by pirates. That means the pirates likely have the orb. According to the Mermaid, the pirates scattered throughout the islands used this area as a hub for trade amongst themselves. Rumors claim that among their treasures is a magic lamp that can call forth a genie.
What?
Oh, I can do that.
They're here.
You've waltzed right into the pirates' den. They're coming to attack you. The pirates have the magic lamp. Your situation will turn quite dire if you don't take it from them. You have summoned forth a genie. Don't let them take the lamp. You have summoned forth a genie. Don't let them take the lamp. The pirate has called the genie out. Quick, get the lamp out of the pirate's hands. You have summoned forth a genie. Don't let them take the lamp. The magic lamp granted a wish and flew off. You find the orb stolen by the Prime Minister among the treasure the pirates left behind. You reclaim the stolen royal orb. The orb you retrieved must be returned to the castle. The princess and count can't contain their surprise. They'd already resigned themselves to the worst possible outcome. You've won a great deal of favor from the royal family. The princess smiles upon you, and Dean trusts you implicitly. The succession imbroglio has been dealt with. Once the king is buried and Parliament approves, Dean will succeed the king. Still, the future king wears a somber expression. He knows Hydaelyn still faces many difficult challenges. The Shinyak Orc tribe is pushing in from the east, and more tribes are joining their ranks. They're an ever-present menace. Also, while Hydaelyn is currently at peace, Bulgur will surely strike if they sense an advantage. Worse still, the evil enchanters of the Mornion religion have cast their lot with the Bolgan threat. You are beginning to grasp why the last king of Hydaelyn risked his life to find the dragon's crown. I need it, Dean mumbles quietly. After completing a large task, you return to a normal routine, fulfilling requests on behalf of the Adventurers Guild. Whilst reviewing the outstanding requests at the guild, you spot one from the magician, Lucane. It is about rune magic, but since you don't know too much about the subject, you're not sure what is requested. You tell the guildmaster, Samuel, that you'll accept this job, and pay Lucane a visit to inquire about the details.
You're You're back.
You entered Lucaine's tower to ask about his request. When you tell him that you have taken on his request, he immediately starts filling you in on the details. Certain Elysian ruins are highly regarded as a sacred area by monks. Unfortunately, monsters are desecrating these ruins. Monks were dispatched to purify the area, but the golems that used to protect the ruins have turned on the monks. Golems are controlled with rune magic. They asked Lucaine to craft new golems with runes to pit against the old golems. So Lucaine requested that someone go in his stead and use rune magic to craft golems. Do you comprehend how runes work? If you need an explanation, you can ask him. Lucaine says that he would be delighted to discuss this and launches headlong into a discussion about runes. Runes are magical letters that spirits and fairies carved into the world. You may have seen them yourself. Touching runes makes letters sparkle and float. Runes are a combination of 3 characters that create various effects. However, runes won't work unless a spirit or fairy is present. That's what you gather from Lucaine's long lecture. Lucaine hands you a stone that has a rune carved into it. Activate the 2 runes on the statue, then add the stone's rune to cast the 3-letter spell that animates it. You press forward and begin looking for runes.
Oh, which one?
You head to the ancient temple ruins at Lucaine's behest. There, you need to animate statues using rune. In the Age of the Gods, mankind built a giant tower in a sacred place in an attempt to reach the world of the gods. That arrogance angered the gods, and it is said that the entire city was leveled.
I'll stop them.
You meet a female warrior monk who was injured in the battle against the demons. She was sent to purify this sanctuary. To purify this area, the holy seal must be placed upon the altar of the temple. She cannot walk, so the task falls to you.
Come at me.
my. Oh, I can do that.
They're here. They're here. They're coming.
Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that.
What?
Stand it's simple.
Do you still remember Lucane's lecture on rune activation? In order to defeat the golem blocking your path, you need to have a golem of your own.
What?
The golems, who were once protectors of the temple, are now aligned with the evil forces. A Maleficent stone tablet has been placed high upon the altar in the center of the temple. When you remove it and replace it with the Holy Seal, the ruins are purified with a blinding light. You decide to take the evil-looking stone tablet back with you. You can feel You report your success to Lucain. He smiles and tells you to keep the runestone to use in your adventures. Now you can view research materials about rune magic whenever you need. You can also buy runestones from Lucain. You produce the stone tablet you brought back from the temple ruins. He swallows hard and examines the tablet. The ancient demon script is difficult for even Lucain to read. He can only deduce that it is a contract of some sort. Upon further examination, Lucain finds something he can read. The name of the Demon King, Magina Gusna Idrashin. The name jogs your memory. You've heard it before. But where? Lucain cannot tell anything else about the tablet.
Oh, which one?
The name of the Demon King, Magino Gusna Idrashin. You're positive you've heard that name somewhere in town.
Wandering One, how can I help you?
The old man grows when you stand. We had obtained those. However, to do this, I would go to any lengths. I collaborated with shadowy cabals and sold my soul to the Demon King for power. Without the tablet, the crown's power will now vanish. The religion that used me cannot control the ancient dragons. The old man tells you in closing that he is the magician Wallace. In the next moment, he appears to melt into the air. The magician Wallace, who disappeared, is Lucain's friend. You must tell him of this surprising encounter. You tell Lucain everything that transpired with Wallace, the tablet, and the dragon's crown. Lucain is listening intently to your story when he suddenly bolts upright. All of his lost memories have returned to him. It was Wallace who killed Lucain. He asked Lucain to come to the labyrinth so he could steal Lucain's black runestones. Those runestones are special runes that make a teleportation gate. They're said to be made by a fairy with ancient powers. Wallace was used to open a gate to the illusionary land. The ancient dragon sleeps there, a land the goddess sealed. The shadowy religion must have wanted to be able to control that giant dragon. They shared Wallace's goal. Even rumors of this organization having the power of dragons would be chaotic. You can't just hope it'll never be found. Lucain says that if the crown were to be anywhere, it would certainly be in the Mage's Tower. Mornion took over the Mage's Tower, likely because it housed many types of research, as well as Wallace's laboratory.
Oh, how can I help you?
you infiltrate the Mage's Tower to find the dragon's crown.
All right.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
The Mage's Tower, once greatly admired by magicians as a bastion of wisdom. It now embodies all the fears Highland has of being conquered by the rebel forces which conspire against it.
It's my turn. Outstanding.
A half-naked woman is lying in a dark corner, bound by a chain. Looking closer, you discover she's a kidnapped spirit. The followers of Mornion seem to be capturing as many spirits and fairies as they can find to power their rune magic. Rune magic gates have been opened many times in this tower, and the magicians are even traveling to the illusionary land. The spirit finishes her story with a bone-chilling revelation. They have awakened the ancient dragon. After freeing the spirit, you go into the room of one of the Mornion leaders. The leaders had already concealed themselves, sensing your presence in the tower.
They're here.
The molten lava attacks you as if it is alive. Steer the magic carpet and keep it from burning.
Let's see. Done.
orb that the magicians use has a special characteristic. Look at the colors of the orbs. The warlock has begun a high-level incantation. Beware. You were successful in slaying one of the Mornion leaders. However, you didn't find the dragon's crown inside the mage's tower. On the warlock's corpse, you found the black runestones that were taken from Lucane. However, one was completely destroyed. You must return the black runestones you acquired to Lucane. Lucane was quite worried about your safety and flashes a relieved smile when he sees you return. You give him the 2 black runestones you found. Nobody should be able to enter the illusionary lands now. You tell Lucane that you didn't find the dragon's crown, and what the spirit told you about the ancient dragon. There are many legends about the ancient dragon, but no one knows any specifics. Lucane suggests seeking a specialist. Lucane has an old friend who once researched the ancient dragons. He currently lives as a hermit in the Lost Woods. They had a falling out long ago, and they are not on good terms. It seems you'll have to see him in Lucane's stead. He owes a debt to the late king. He is hard-headed, but he honors his debts. Lucane writes a letter to the castle. First, you must go to the castle and ask King Dean to write an official letter asking for the hermit's cooperation.
Oh, how can I help you? Which one?
You must ask King Dean to write a formal letter asking the hermit to cooperate with your mission. You request an audience with King Dean. However, an anxious-looking Princess Vivian appears instead. Upon inheriting the throne, Dean left the castle with some subordinates and hasn't returned. You brush it aside, reasoning that Dean must have some sort of plan. You assuage the princess's worries. She asks why you're here, and you tell her you need a letter to take to the hermit. She drafts a royal request for you. Vivian gives you a letter asking for the hermit's aid. You must go into the Lost Woods and learn about the ancient dragon. The Adventurers Guild has forbidden the use of the gate, and the ruins are sealed. You should ask Samuel what happened. The Adventurers Guild has forbidden the use of the gate, and the ruins are sealed. You should ask Samuel what happened. You ask the Guildmaster why the magic gate on the outskirts of town has been sealed off. Samuel says the gate had become unstable, and it was impossible to know where you'd end up, so he had it sealed. Perhaps the gate's appearance was a side effect of Mornian's gate rune usage. It may be tied to the crumbled runestone, but you have no choice. You tell Samuel that you'll accept the risk and coerce him into allowing you to use the gate. Samuel relents, but also suggests going to the stable and renting a horse as an alternative. You can travel by horse or magic. However, the gate will now drop you at a random location, unlike before.
You're back.
You venture into the Lost Woods to ask the hermit about the ancient dragon. The Lost Woods are so vast and similar looking that you quickly lose track of where you are. It is said that only the hermit who lives here actually knows the way out of this forest. Sensing a presence, you turn around. You see a man standing upon a rock. He immediately shouts, "I don't want trouble!" When you hand him the letter and explain your purpose, he grins confidently. He says the ancient dragon can't be revived. The ancient dragon sleeps in the illusionary lands as a fossil. It's impossible to go there, much less awaken the dragon. He tosses you several tomes and tells you to read them if you want to learn. Then he points to the path exiting the forest. You take a boat across the underground lake, as the hermit advised. This seems like the safest way to leave the Lost Woods. If your boat is caught by a whirlpool, it will be destroyed. Avoid the whirlpools at all costs.
Careful! What?
They're here.
Careful! What? Filthy Luca. It's my turn. Oh, yeah. Careful! Simple. Outstanding. What? It's my turn. Let's see.
A gazer's main eye can nullify your magic effects. Beware. You were able to defeat the extra-dimensional magical being known as a Gazer. It dawns upon you that this is no safe route. In fact, this is likely the most dangerous route. You brought back the tomes on the ancient dragon that the hermit threw your way. The books you borrowed from the hermit are packed with research about the ancient dragon. Have Lucane look at them. Immediately, you and Lucane pore through the books on the ancient dragon. It is tough reading. Lucane summarizes for you.
The illusionary lands are a great land where the ancient dragon is sealed, along with Alicia's fortress. It is an immortal dragon, born alongside the deities. The goddess fossilized it and made it sleep for time indefinite.
All the tomes seem to corroborate that general idea, but a particular line in one of the books jumps out at you.
When the current Elysian king is sacrificed, the spell will be broken, and the ancient dragon will rise from its slumber.
The memory of your meeting with the late king pops into your mind. He spoke of preventing himself from being sacrificed. King Dean's safety does not appear to be a given anymore. You speed to the castle, hoping against hope that he's there.
Oh, how can I help you? Which one? Which one?
Frantically, your mind offers myriad silent prayers to any deity you've ever heard of. You rush to meet King Dean. Once again, only the princess appears before you. Vivian seems to have been waiting for you. She shows you a letter. I write this letter in the event something untoward transpires. The letter begins. You begin bracing for the worst. Dean's letter continues. I'm departing for a liaison with representatives of Mornion to obtain the dragon's crown. Heidland is in grave peril, and though I've reservations, I've accepted Mornion's terms to serve the greater good. You now know the sum of all your fears has been realized. Mornion lured him to the illusionary lands and sacrificed him. A spark of hope arises. The illusionary lands have been sealed off. Perhaps the dragon won't be a threat to the realm. Unfortunately, Lucane immediately extinguishes your spark of hope. He opens a dusty volume and directs you to a passage.
The ancient dragon will gradually regain its strength. When at full strength, it will have dominion over all magic.
This includes the rune magic that holds it prisoner. There's no escaping it. The ancient dragon threatens all life. It's only a matter of time before the ancient dragon regains its strength and can leave the illusionary lands. The ancient dragon must be stopped before it regains its strength. However, the dragon is nigh invulnerable now. Lucane points to an image in the book and tells you to look for talismans. They will weaken the dragon's defenses. The Elysian king received these 9 gems from the goddess Althena. The 9 talismans are scattered throughout the world. Only the strongest and the most diligent will find them. You must go to each area and overcome a difficult trial to collect the talismans. You need the 9 talismans to defeat the ancient dragon.